Let's take a look at all of the cool things you can do, see, and hear in Madden 26. They've added a lot of little cool details to the game, some you may know about, but some of them you may not. And make sure to subscribe if you want to see more videos like this in the future. Let's first start with the new double juke animation that they added to the game. Now, this in itself isn't some brand new thing. We've had double jukes in the past, but they've completely redone it, and this is the best looking double juke we have ever seen in a Madden game. It's really fluid and it looks really realistic, and with guys like Saquon Barkley or players with high juke ratings, you can absolutely make defenders look silly with this. All you want to do when you are approaching a defender is you want to flick the right stick right left really quickly, or left right. You want to go one way and then back the other way. You can do this while holding the speed button, or just do it regularly, and you will make people miss in the open field. Now, we've also got to talk about the Saquon signature hurdle. This was added in an update last year, but a lot of people probably don't know about that, or this could be your first year playing. Now, to do this, you want to try to have the defender coming at you from about a 45-degree angle, and then you want to hit the Y or triangle button to hurdle. Sometimes with Saquon, this signature one will trigger for you and you'll get the backwards jump. This next one is one of my favorites, and I don't even think they advertised this. It's called the Jump Ball Challenge, and you can find this inside of Superstar mode. When you go to the Superstar Showdown portion of the mode, there's now an option to do a Jump Ball Challenge. Now, basically what this is a one-on-one wide receiver versus DB challenge versus other human opponents. Now, this is my first time jumping in here, so don't judge me, don't cook me. I'm just trying my best. My ratings aren't good, but I do want to try to get good at this because I think this could be a lot of fun. Basically, you get points based on how long your reception is, or if you score a touchdown, but you cannot advance the ball. Wherever you catch it is where it ends. And I think this is really meant to be an actual jump ball challenge, but how people are going to use this is just like this, doing like these one-on-ones and just trying to route up your opponent or trying to lock down your opponent. I think this is one of the most fun things in the game, and I'm not sure why they haven't advertised this more, but I can't wait to play this more this year. I think this could be just a really fun mini game to play against other human opponents. Another great detail they finally added to the game this year was matching the field art to alternate uniforms. So right here for the Bengals, when you wear their whiteouts, this is how their field will look. It will match. Here's a look at the Ravens all black end zone, which you get when you wear their all black uniforms. And for the Texans, you get the all red end zone, and also notice the end zone walls as well. Those will also match when you're wearing their all red uniforms. And for most teams, they have updated the field arts to go with their different alternate unis. Here's the Patriots one, for example, for their throwbacks. In the past, if you wore their throwbacks, the field would still look the same, but now notice how the field changes. Notice how the walls around the stadium change as well, and it looks a lot better. Here's another great one, the cream sickles for the Bucks. This one would look so weird in the past. You would have these old school uniforms that were so different than their current ones, but the field would be looking like you were playing in the current uniforms. It just looked off. And of course, you can't forget about the Kelly greens for the Eagles. So you got the old school logo at midfield. You've got the walls updated around the stadium with the correct color and graphics. It just looks a lot better. And there's a ton of these for different teams, but I just wanted to show a few different ones. Now, another thing that they added that was really cool are custom graphics at the different NFL stadiums. So you could see here for the Ravens, look at the big Jumbotron. You could see those are custom Ravens graphics. They're not generic anymore. You could see the Raven flying and the eyes. And here on third down, you could see the screen changes. It says every decibel counts. Here in the Houston Stadium, you could see these sick graphics on their big screen here. So every stadium pretty much has these. I think most of them have been updated at this point. These are straight from real NFL teams, and you'll see a lot of different stuff as you play through the games. Now, I've talked about it a bit already in other videos, but the QB signature animations are really good this year. Now, I'm just kind of throwing anything right here because I just want you to look at the animation from Lamar Jackson. When you're rolling right and you go crossbody, he'll do some of his signature jump throw animations that only he does in that particular way. He's also got his little jump loft pass that he can do too if he's got a defender in front of him. Now, I did go too far past the line of scrimmage there, but just notice the animation, how he does his little kind of jump throw and lofts the ball up more. A lot of the bigger name QBs in the game have all of their signature animations now. You could see with Kyler Murray, he runs just like himself with those small choppy steps. Crazy pass and catch right there. But just notice how he runs and how he keeps his hand out to kind of hold his balance. That's how he runs in real life, and he runs exactly like that in Madden. And again, all these QBs have their different signature releases and throwing animations, which makes the game look a lot better. They also did a lot of stuff with celebrations this year, so you can now gritty into the end zone with Justin Jefferson. That is his signature. You just hold both triggers and the A button on Xbox, or L2, R2, and X on PlayStation, and he will gritty into the end zone. And if you press those same buttons with Saquon, he's going to smack his head while he's running and then wave his arms, just like we saw him do last year in the playoffs. And we've seen him do this a couple other times as well, so that's a signature that's just equipped to him. Another one is you can backflip into the end zone now if you press those button combinations right as you're crossing the goal line, so that one's pretty cool. And this one isn't new, but maybe you didn't know you could also do this with Tyreek. You could throw up the peace sign by pressing down those same button combinations as well, which is pretty cool. And the same goes for Travis Kelce. He has his signature as well. So these two have been in the game, but you may have just not known about it, so now you know. Now, they also brought back the Lambeau Leap. If you're in Lambeau with Green Bay, run near the back end zone wall after scoring a touchdown, and when you do that, the player will jump up and do the Lambeau Leap, and this is awesome that it's back in the game. This is one of the coolest things in football. Now, speaking of running to the back wall, there are hotspot celebrations in the game now, so if you run to the back wall with other teams, typically they will throw the ball at the wall like you see them do in real life. If you run near the goalpost after a touchdown, they will jump up and slap the ball or try to dunk the ball. There's a bunch of different variations of this that you will see. Just go near the goalpost after scoring a touchdown. And you can also run to other spots like the back pylon, for example. Usually when you do this, the player will throw the ball to somebody in the crowd, so this is another cool one. Another cool thing they added that I'm sure most of you do know by now because it's been heavily advertised, but the extreme weather is super fun. The heavy snow with the fog, very hard to see in, very hard to play in, but it is a ton of fun and it does affect the gameplay a good bit, so it can be a challenge. And there's also a new heavy rain option as well that's also foggy. I don't feel like they've really advertised this one as much. They really have just been kind of talking about the snow, but the heavy rain, while not as hard as the snow because you can see a little bit better, is definitely harder than the light rain option because it is foggy and you're going to slip around a lot more, I guess depending on your difficulty and maybe how your settings are set up, but this can be a pretty big challenge to play in as well, but it's fun because this is real football weather. Something else they added that I just think is kind of funny but cool at the same time are the Guardian caps. I think they're kind of just funny to put on random players. I know a lot of people don't like them or they think they look stupid, but to me, that's what's funny about it. I think they're kind of cool, so they are in the game. I think I might even put this on my player when I play those wide receiver and DB jump ball mini games. I just think it'd look funny to be out there with a Guardian cap just trying to route people up. For the second year in a row, they've done great work with the playbooks, adding a bunch of new stuff, but one of the main things they added that was pretty cool were double motion plays, and you can find these kind of sprinkled around different playbooks in the game. So on these plays, you will have two different players who go into motion, so this is more in line with what we see in the NFL. It's always evolving, they're always doing new stuff, and they've really been doing a good job lately at making these playbooks a lot more realistic with all of the creative stuff that we see NFL teams do. So I think when it comes to this type of stuff, this is where I kind of nerd out, and I really love that they've added these details to the game. Another cool thing that was added this year is licensed music. So real songs will play for team intros or in between plays after touchdowns. Let's just listen to a few really quickly. So they've got 50 Cent's In the Club right here. They've also got Kendrick Lamar's TV Off.
Will begin there. The Ravens offense going to take over now for the second time. The lead sits at 4. So they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with 1st and 10.
They've got Travis Scott's Fiend.
You put so much pressure on the quarterback to speed everything up. He can sense.
They also got Lil Uzi Vert for the Eagles intro, and also they updated all of the team intros this year with a lot of their traditions, which is pretty cool as well. Check this out. And speaking of intros and traditions, they also added the Who Dat chant for the Saints, and you can even take a listen at some more licensed music like the DMX song that plays as they run out.
Saints fans, line up the dough and welcome your New Orleans Saints.
And that's not even close to all the music that's in the game. That's just a few clips that I had recorded, but they've got Green Day in the game. They've got Metallica, I believe. There's a ton of different options that play. Now here's something else that I thought was cool, and I'm not sure if this was already in the game, I just don't remember hearing it much before, but after big plays in opposing stadiums, fans will boo really loudly.
My goodness, Mike, what a mistake. Late in the game, you're protecting the lead. That can't happen.
Another cool detail they finally added were dirty jerseys. So jerseys will get progressively dirtier throughout the game if you're playing on a real grass field. I don't think it happens if you're playing on turf, but you could see here that the jerseys of the players are getting dirty. And I do think it matters how many snaps they play or whatever, because you could see right here, for example, this player has a pretty clean jersey. But then when you look at some of the other players, their jerseys are a little bit more dirty. So this is a cool little addition. And of course, we can't forget about the updated halftime show. Check it out.
Time report. Scott Hansen, take it away.
Okay, Kate, thanks very much. A sad day for some, the official final day of summer. Fall begins in the USA tomorrow, so time for one more summer fling, if you will. Our swing around the NFL starts now. In Jacksonville, the Jaguars at home for a divisional matchup against Houston in the AFC South. And it's the third-year signal caller from Ohio State, C.J. Stroud. 58 yards for the score. From there, let's go to Music City, Nashville, Tennessee. Check in on the Titans as they host the Indianapolis Colts. And you know this guy can do this. It's Anthony Richardson. He's going to find some open space, and he is gone. 32 yards on the touchdown run. One more to show you. Let's go to Charlotte. It's the Panthers taking on the Atlanta Falcons. And this is Xavier Leggett. He'll take it all the way to the end zone. What a play for the score. With that, a look at the rest of the scores here in a busy week number 3. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been back and forth to this point. No reason to expect anything different in the second half, as we get you back out to Kate Scott and Brock Heward.
Now, if you want to check out all of the cool team intros that are in the game, make sure to check out this video right here on the screen.